Hello there, my YouTube friends and fans. Welcome to Modern Warfare 2. I never thought I'm gonna say that because I haven't played a Call of Duty game since Modern Warfare 3, which was, I think that was like 10 years ago or something like that. And I really didn't like the direction the game went into after. So I switched over to Battlefield and I became a huge Battlefield fan and I became a Battlefield veteran until Battlefield 2042 came out, and I was so disappointed that I just felt like I just wasted a lot of money for a game that I absolutely did not agree with and did not like. The game went so far away from its roots that it just wasn't a Battlefield anymore. So Modern Warfare 2 came out, and I heard a lot of good things about it, especially about the campaign that was supposedly very realistic and super awesome. So I was really contemplating if I should buy the game just for the campaign, which, it's a little questionable because those campaigns are not very long. But then I really didn't have anything else to play, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do it. I want to really see what this campaign is all about. And let me tell you, if you don't know it, this campaign is all amazing. Definitely high replay value. I loved every minute of it, and I would have been just happy paying the money just for the campaign. It was totally worth it. But then I was thinking, I have the game. I might as well just kind of take a look, jump into a multiplayer and see what it's all about. I mean, I feel really rusty and I don't know how much, the community changed. It was really, really bad back then. There was a lot of bullying, there was a lot of tryhards, there was a lot of cheating, and I got really, really tired of it. But I was thinking, I have nothing to lose. If I don't like it, I can just get out and move on with my life and play another game. But I actually ended up being positively surprised how much this game reminds me of the very, very early days of Call of Duty. Like Call of Duty 4, which is the game I started with when it was just like that. It was just crazy fun. It was boots on the ground, and it was really great maps, great guns, and just very down to earth. And they literally went back to its roots, and I think that's exactly what Battlefield needs to do. They want to be successful. Because fans of the series fall in love with a certain style, and that's why they stick with the series, but then when they start all of a sudden start switching the gears to something completely different and unknown and stuff that fans just don't really necessarily care for, that's when the game is in trouble. And that's exactly what happened with Battlefield, but it also happened with Call of Duty. I heard Call of Duty Vanguard didn't do well at all because it wasn't true to its roots. It wasn't what the fans expected, so they were disappointed, even though maybe new players thought it was just fine because they weren't used to a certain style. So I really have to say that this game is totally worth it for anyone who has been missing the old style of Call of Duty game, because this is exactly what it is. It brings back so many amazing memories for me, especially this map Shipment, which I had so much fun in for, like a whole year or something like that with friends playing this and just laughing our butts off because it's just so silly. It's just so crazy. You can't play strategically or anything, and you surviving is almost just luck because you can't really control every single situation in this map. You just can't. It's just chaos. That's what it is. I like to play the Domination, Hardpoint, Kill Confirmed, and so on, those like smaller game modes in smaller maps a lot, and prefer them a lot because sometimes I just want to spend a short time playing this and then go do something else and then come back and play a little bit more. I do enjoy the bigger maps that they have for the larger game modes like Invasion and Ground War a lot, and I have had a ton of fun in there, and it actually reminds me a lot of Battlefield, and I think a lot how Battlefield 2042 could have just been like that because that's exactly what we were expecting, but that's not what we got. And I feel like if Call of Duty is actually going down this route even further and nails those game modes and maps, they are going to be a huge competitor to Battlefield, and Battlefield has to really hurry up and get it right. And I'm a little concerned for Battlefield because there's a lot of Battlefield players now who switched over to Call of Duty because of the disappointing outcome of the new Battlefield game, and may just stay with Call of Duty and may check out Battlefield again, but yeah, if they don't nail it, we'll never go back. And that's definitely not at all what I ever saw coming, but that's what happened. And it's kind of a bittersweet situation here because I now have a great FPS multiplayer that I enjoy, and if Call of Duty would have not gone back to its roots, I would not have either game that I could enjoy right now. But that void that I had with not being able to play a Battlefield game was just filled with this game, and I am super thankful and still extremely surprised that I'm actually even back at it. It just feels like nostalgia. Everything that I liked so much I have, and my void is filled. And while a lot of things changed for the good, there is also some things that never change, but it's not for the bad really, which are, for example, the noob tubers, which really surprised me. The noob tubers are those guys that run around with a rocket launcher and RPG and just, you know, try to get a bunch of kills at once because they really suck at using guns. And they just wanna, all they're interested in is racking up kill streaks. And they don't really understand a lot of times that the you know, like sitting and waiting to rack up a kill streak is only half the fun from actually running around and actually getting the shots. It's so much more satisfying to actually just getting the kills without the kill streaks, but they will never get it. And then the other thing that's really funny is, or silly, is that the turtle shields are still running around. You know, those guys that have the shield on their backs because they try to protect themselves from getting shot from behind. And yes, it's very effective, but you know, it's also super annoying when you have those guys. You try to shoot them and you just can't. You have to kind of get around them or stab them or startle them, or somehow try to shoot their feet or something like that. But fortunately not everyone is doing this, because I always think, like, what if everyone would do that? It would kind of take away the fun. But it's definitely a Call of Duty thing. And then the other thing that's definitely a Call of Duty thing is those people running around with their golden guns, which looks like so silly. They kind of look like toy guns. I have tried to put like a golden camo on just to see what it looks like if I have it right in front of my face. And it looks really tacky, stupid. But hey, to each their own. But it's just those things that I have noticed that have not changed a bit in 10 years. And I was quite surprised to find out about it. And also, it kind of gave me some amusement. And then what also didn't change are the campers. But I think campers are really in every FPS game. That's not really a Call of Duty thing. There are campers in Battlefield, lots of them. And I've heard that Call of Duty has really made an effort to make camping a lot harder. I'm not sure if that's really the case or not, but I have noticed that it's much less of an issue. But it's good to kind of keep an eye out for them, even if they're not a danger to you. You can just help your team to take them out, because they're just super annoying. But that will never stop. As long as there are FPS games, people are trying to camp, no matter how hard the game company is trying to make it for campers not be able to do what they like to do. So one thing that's obviously new that I have not had to deal with 10 years ago is that a lot of things are now behind a paywall, which is called the Battle Pass. So if you want like fancier outfits or different cooler camos, for example, you need to pay to get it. And there's a lot of things that is behind the paywall, and of course you know, that's the best way to make money, because you can always get young, especially young gamers, to fork over a lot of money for just cosmetic things, which a lot of times when you see them, they're so silly and you're like, why would they even pay money for it? It looks ridiculous. But yeah, that's the negative part of it. But fortunately, you can still enjoy the full game without forking over additional money. But fortunately, Call of Duty doesn't have to worry about this, because there's plenty of people who do not mind doing just that. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't yet. And I hope to see you next time. Happy gaming. Take care. Bye bye.